All right, here I am again. A little beaten, but never fully defeated. Well, never defeated at all. Just a little tired. Been a little crazy, to say the least. It's been a little crazy. But you know how that shit goes. In life, sometimes you're met with challenges. The difference between those that win and those that lose is those that win often will be, hey, as you're coming in, say hello, say hi, how you doing? Like, difference between those that win and those that lose are those that can weather the storm. Those that are up to the task. Like right now, I'm kind of fighting. I don't know. It's weird. It's like I'm not sick, but I have like these head cold symptoms that have been lingering, and it's kind of annoying because I'm not really one that gets sick like that or anything, but I feel like, you know, I'm kind of going through the motions right now with this thing, trying to get shit situated and all that. Hey, what's up, Nova? Look at you, the first one inside today. First one in the dough. Oh no. It looks like I lost a couple of subs today. You know what that means? That means I need at least 10 more today to the YouTube podcast. Like I need to see that happen. You know what I'm saying? Because this is one of those situations where it's like, gotta have this shit popping, gotta have this shit lit. And it don't really be like that sometimes, but you know. But I'm be getting into the questions in a second. I actually have a little bit of a different way I kind of want to start this because, like I said, I've been taken to the task. If you watch my show for any amount of time, I always kind of incorporate my real life into my show. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of things, but what I will say is that lately I've been feeling really challenged. I have some real big breakthrough things coming, which I feel like in 2025 is really going to be where the fruit is bared from those set activities. But I feel like the universe is testing me right. I feel like the I feel like the universe is like throwing, hey Jeep, what's up? I feel like the universe is really challenging me, and it's to the point where even for me, it's a little heavy and distracting, only because it is things that kind of matter. You know what I'm saying? So, um, it's kind of been hard to say the least. Shit. Kind of been hard to say the least that I have been having a little bit of a challenge. And the thing is with me is I always aim to stay the course because you'll never win if you're not willing to fight. That's just the way it is in life. You know, you have to be willing to fight in order to achieve any victory. And I think a lot of times people don't take that into consideration when they go through challenges. I think a lot of times people look and say, hey, well, this is hard, so I'm not going to do it. And it's just, with me, I have the intent on continuing the greatness that I'm on the path of achieving. But I do understand that these things come with massive sacrifice. These things come with, they require massive amounts of energy. You have to have a certain level of staying power to truly like hold on when the world is all coming at you at once. Like, some of you might not be aware of this, but my car almost killed me a couple of weeks ago. Fortunately, I wasn't going that fast, so what I hit stopped the car without my car crushing me in the process. It didn't even total the car. Like I said, thank God I wasn't speeding. Airbags didn't even deploy because I wasn't going fast enough. But it's a whole process of thing I have to go through. It's a whole headache I have to go through. And it had that just been it, I would have been like, all right, that's cool. But then on top of that, I had some other incidents happen. And those things are challenging my peace in my life. And see, that in itself is problematic for me because I'm always a man of peace. Am I perfect? No. Sometimes I talk my shit. Sometimes I probably talk my shit too far. But one thing about me is my heart is always in the right place when it comes to anything that I do. All I ever want is for people to live the best version of their life possible, regardless of whether that means something that I gain from it or not. You know what I'm saying? And it just seems sometimes that even with all the positive vibrations I try to bring to the equation, with all the things that I try to say, oh, and as y'all are coming in here, please hit the like button and say hello. I just want to see everybody's lovely smiling faces. I got Q&A questions here. A few people have hit me up on the DM, and I had some that I didn't even get to last time, and I'm gonna get to those. So, yeah, we're gonna get into that. But hey, babe, what's up? Um, but yeah, like I was saying, I've had a lot of personal challenges going on. And let me tell you something. The first instinct with me is I honestly, I mistreat my podcast. That's why my podcast, follower wise. Oh, Nova, I don't know why it's not working on Facebook. If it's not working on Facebook, let me know. I mean, I thought it was running. I see people watching it, but I don't see them saying anything. So I can't tell if maybe it's a problem with your software or if it's a problem with Facebook in general. Excuse me, y'all. Facebook, you might have to update too, because I know it's a lot of lives are messing up if you don't update your Facebook, because this app has issues constantly, which is why I do try to lean people towards the YouTube. Um, I'm gonna share the YouTube on my Facebook page. So if you're having trouble viewing it from Facebook, you can also watch it here. If you follow my page, The Social Experiment, you know, then I'll try to make that happen for you too. Jeep said she had to jump on my profile just to find me. Yeah, I go through that when I try to watch Discreet Friends Pillow Talk on Mondays too. Like sometimes I gotta go to Jonathan's actual page and click on it. It's a whole thing. because I know that's a problem. You're trying to get through on this and you can't even see what's going on because the shit is acting buggy. So I'm gonna try to simplify this as much as I can. Excuse me, y'all. Oh my god. All right, there we go. And there it is. You know what I'm saying? All right, this should do it. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So sorry about that, y'all. Anyway, like I said, before I get into these questions, I just want to share something about like what I'm going through because I know there's other people that are going through stuff too. And no, I'm not going to be too specific, but my thing is that a lot of times when you find yourself near your greatest moment, when you find yourself about to achieve a really big breakthrough, that is when some of the craziest, most painful, most challenging, and anybody knows me knows I'm not really an emotional person. I know the whole light skin joke and all that, but I really typically am not known for my emotional outbursts. You know what I'm saying? I'll show my emotions when I need to, but it's not really my thing. And I say all of that because with things that have been going on recently, it actually has been emotionally challenged to the point where, like, for example, I have a test coming up. I'm studying for a certification, all that. I was having trouble studying because there's so many different things coming at me, family stuff, other stuff, this car thing, and everything else, and it's just oh yes, thank you, Jeep, thank you. Put the DNS on because somebody's gonna call. Fortunately, ever since I've been in a relationship, my phone been kind of dry, so I don't really get my phone blowing up like it used to be. My phone, I could not possibly even start this podcast without my phone going off because somebody's texting me or calling me just to say hey or whatever. But now my phone be kind of dry. Honestly, I keep it real with you. The last podcast last week, I did half that show with my phone and I forgot that my do not disturb wasn't on and I couldn't even tell because damn phone ain't ring once. Go to show you how popping my phone is these days. But I like it like that, so I ain't even mad. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes less is more. Hey, what's up, Izzy? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes less is more. But like I was saying, just to touch on this before I even get into these Q&As, for all of you out there, I know there's a lot of people that are in different phases of their life, or no matter what phase you're in life, we're always looking to live and grow. Izzy, it's always love between us, man. You already know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Just like you can hide behind us when your man ain't around and we got your back. So you already know you good. Anyway, so the thing is that when you're closest to your breakthrough, those are often the moments that challenge you the most. Those are often when you're gonna find something impossible happen. That's gonna, like I said, my car almost killed me. Like my car's not even old. My car is a 2020. Okay, I don't even have 100,000 miles on that thing. That thing is low mileage and everything, and the brakes just happen to fail. I stepped on the brake, the brakes didn't respond. And I also have an emergency brake response system, which means if it detects I'm heading towards something for a collision, that's supposed to kick in. And that didn't happen either. So that's kind of some shit because now when you're in a vehicle, it can be in the back of your mind. Now, for some reason, I'm not really the PTSD kind of guy, but I do feel like in some ways, sometimes it does kind of kick in when you're driving and you're like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be traumatic when you can't be certain if your machine's going to fail on you now. But you got to keep driving this motherfucker. I'm thinking to myself, what if my son was in the car? What if I had little ones in the car? Could I have my nieces and nephews in there? Anything could have happened. I'm glad it happened when I was by myself. You know what I'm saying? And I was okay. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get killed from it or nothing. I might feel a little rattled or a little pain, but nothing too crazy. But then on top of that, then to get attacked on the psychological level and on the emotional level because you got things in your personal life that's acting in flux and all over the place. And these things come in threes. So you get that, then you get some other stuff. And Izzy, I'm glad, I'm grateful to be here to tell the story too. Because I have a purpose to this story. And the purpose of this story is never give up. Understand that whenever you're this close to your moment, that is when the universe is going to challenge you the most. If you're a religious person, you might look and say God or whatever the case may be. I'm not here to tell you whether you're right or wrong. Everybody's religion is their own personal journey. I just say whatever force is out there that you believe in, or whatever forces that is actually out there, whatever it is, I don't know. All I could say is that I could tell something major is about to come because that's when I get my biggest challenges. And it's up to me to weather that storm. On top of the fact that I was already dealing with a whole lot of other shit. But that I had pretty much in stride. But then here comes all this other stuff. Yeah, I know, Izzy. And that's the thing. And, you know, I'm just like, it came down to a point where, like, I mistreat my podcast. My podcast should be way bigger. And it's not because people aren't supporting whatever. I see people show love. People come up to me at events and they talk about it with me and all stuff. So I know people are looking at it, paying attention. That literally just happened this past weekend. But what's happening is that my first instinct, because I was feeling overwhelmed even today, I was feeling it and I just was like, yo, fuck this. I'm about to just use the fact that my voice isn't 100% and I'm feeling a little iffy. Maybe I'll just skip it for today and I'll just get back on it next week. But I'm here looking right at y'all right now to tell you that I did not do that because that is the bad habits of a procrastinator. One thing about me is that the reason why I push myself to the level that I do is because if I don't, I'll start procrastinating. Next thing you know, nothing gets done. Nothing gets built. Nothing gets accomplished. So I keep moving. And I want y'all to understand that when those big challenges come, if you really believe that you deserve something great for yourself, I want you to just remember me. Like I said, I share my own shit. I don't give crazy details, but I share my own shit to a certain degree. And I'm telling you, I'm on here to tell you, I'm living proof. No matter what you got going for you or going against you at that moment, sometimes you just got to keep pushing. You can't give up. You can't back down. You can't cry and say, oh, woe is me and it's hard. And listen, shit is always difficult. Nothing great is accomplished without effort. When you see people that have amazing bodies in the gym, that's because they're in that gym cranking, suffering, sweating. They're not sitting back, eating fucking ho-hos, doing all that shit, and then going through and saying, okay, yes, now I'm in the best shape of my life. No. Even when girls get BBLs and all that other stuff done, guess what they have to do? They have to still work out. They have to still eat right, because if they don't work out, eat right, do those certain things, that BBL and contouring they did will turn into fat. And they'll end up right back where they started. So the fact of the matter is nothing is going to be accomplished without effort. And I just want y'all to be mindful of that. and that's all you can do. Look at that. Nice to have you back, Nova. See you back on here. You got back on the thing. That's dope. All right, so it looks like there's a lot of dating questions today. Well, I guess it's mostly dating questions most of the time, but I guess I'm really noticing it today. So we'll start with this one. This person, this actually was like a question I had asked before. Well, anyway, I guess some people ask the same question. Whatever. Anyway, so they want to know if Facebook dating is an effective way to meet somebody. I'm gonna tell you my experience with Facebook dating. My experience with Facebook dating is it wasn't great. I feel like Facebook dating was kind of whack to me. I mean, I've met some cool people. They seemed alright, but I mean, it wasn't really nothing to write home about. You know what I'm saying? So that was my experience with Facebook dating. Now, can it work? Anything can work. And that's something that you have to understand is that any effort you make to date someone, to get out there, to get to know people, whatever, if you're looking to find your person, whatever the case may be, it's all possible. It's just a matter of will you stay the course? It's much like with what I'm going through. Anything you want, if you ever want to find a great relationship, if you ever want to have something special, you understand that some people go their entire lives and never meet that special someone. And not because they aren't capable of meeting that special someone. It's just luck wasn't on their side and maybe they didn't put out enough effort. Likely they didn't put out enough effort. It happened. So understand that this shit takes an epic amount of effort. And it's even harder to maintain and sustain than it is to actually acquire. Because once you acquire it, now you got to actually hold on to it. What's up, Sherelle? You got to actually hold on to it. This will be a memorable discussion, Sherelle. I'm just saying. Because a lot of times people don't realize that the movie isn't over. The game isn't over when you find whoever you find. That's just phase 2. Phase 1 is the finder. Phase 2 is when you now got to work towards actually being able to maintain and sustain. Phase 3 is to defeat all of those who would try to stand in the way of your greatness. Because whenever you're on a path to greatness, there's going to be many people who are going to come and they're going to try to get in your way. And they're going to try to make sure that you don't make it to phase 4. Because many people never make it to phase 4. Most people are lucky to get past phase 2. And that's very true, Jonathan. People will not let you be great. They will do anything in their power to try to stop your greatness, to plant those seeds of doubt. And it don't take much, because you know what's funny? Ask a person to remember 5 positive things. And they'll sit there and tell you, oh, I don't know, I don't really remember, blah, 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 whatever. Now, go to that same person and ask them to remember 5 negative things. They'll list off, oh, I don't like this because of that, such and such is like this, and whatever there, blah, 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 like this. And let me tell you, the long and short of the story is people can be found anywhere. So yes, Facebook dating can be useful, but it's a crapshoot like any other dating site. It doesn't matter whether it's Facebook dating, Bumble, whatever the fuck other ones. I don't remember the other ones. I barely knew them when I was single. I surely don't remember them now, and I don't care. And the thing is with me, and yes, I agree with Sherelle, create memories one day at a time. That is a wholehearted belief to me. A lot of times we don't take time to just appreciate this day. Do you understand that there are people that from 2020 did not fucking make it? I lost like 5 people that fucking time. People that I actually cared about, people that mattered to me. Just because I don't be up on here crying about shit and screaming about shit and whatever the fuck else all the time. Most of the time I'm on here and I'm just trying to spread love and positivity. That don't mean I don't go through shit. So I look at this life as a gift. Like I said, I could have been doing 70 miles per hour on the highway when my brakes decided not to work. And I might not be here talking to y'all right now. But I'm sitting right here, grateful, all limbs still functioning, still got my mind about me. There's clearly a greater purpose for what I'm looking to do. Because if there wasn't, then why was I spared from such a possible gruesome fate? So I refuse to let negativity fuck with me. Will it get to you sometime? Yes, but it won't control me and it won't define me. I'm defined by the sum of the actions that I stand behind. And that's how you should define yourself. And learn to take the moment in the day and just look sometimes and be like, you know what? Yeah, this sucks and that sucks, but all these other things is great. How can I complain about my life when I get to come home to a nice, comfortable apartment? I get to get in my car, which even though my car is fucked up right now, I'm fortunate enough to be able to get a rental, which I have to pay for until my car is fixed because my insurance reimbursed me after the fact. That means I still have to have the money right now. And I can still do it. And I still came outside last weekend. I didn't even feel like going nowhere because my mood's been kind of off. But I still came outside. I wanted to be there to sing happy birthday to Nova for her birthday. It was a nice little karaoke session. Some dude got up on there and sung like fucking Luther Vandross or whatever the fuck, and there was no way I was singing behind him, especially my voice all fucked up. But it was a good time for the time it lasts. There were haters that messed up the event, but they ain't stopping the show. You understand what I'm saying? Because we still gonna rock regardless. And also, just because I know y'all are on here, I have a solution to that tenant problem too. So we could talk about that offline, but since y'all are here, just want y'all to know. I've been so busy with other stuff on my mind, I didn't get to hit y'all up on the side. But I got a solution to that problem. Pardon me, my nose is a little fucked up. Yeah, but like I said, nah, Jonathan, I got a legal way to shut that up. That's what I'm saying. So this way the show can go on and she can't say shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I went through that before with a place we was throwing an event at, and yeah, safe to say once we did a certain couple of things, she can call all she want. We're gonna do another karaoke, Sherelle. Next time you should come. I'm gonna make sure to send you an engraved invitation so that you can be a part of a memorable experience. And here's the thing. Like I said, there's always bullshit. like I said, you got, and I just want to go back to what, and I just want to reiterate that one more time. I know I'm repeating myself, but I don't give a shit because this is that important. You have to take your time to appreciate your life day to day. Be grateful. Because while you're getting in your car and complaining about your problems, there's somebody standing on the street that hasn't been able to wash their ass in a solid bathroom for weeks or maybe even a month. Somebody who wasn't as fortunate as you, that when, even if you did go through hard times too, the difference between you and them is you had a resource to tap that maybe they didn't. And that's the difference between ending up on the street and being able to still get in your car and complain. So these are things that people need to take heed of. Are things going to be perfect? No. Are things going to get better? Probably not in some ways because, America has spoken. But I won't start with that because I'm really in the middle with the whole thing. I'll wait and see. So I'll step away from that. But my thing is that you have to take that time out. Now, all right, the next question the person asked me, sorry, can't breathe too good. I'll stay on here as long as I can, though. So, okay, I hate these questions. I mean, I don't hate these questions, I just hate these situations. Apparently, this girl went on a blind date, ironically, from Facebook dating. And she said they had a really good connection. They used to talk all the time. Everything was cool, blah, 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 blah. I'll make sure your invitation doesn't get lost in the mail, Sherelle. Now stay tuned and hit the like button and shit, too, while you at it. And share it. Let some of your people get up on here and see this. I need new eyes on here, too. And she said, they had a good time, a lot of conversation, blah, 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 blah. And then what ended up happening, of course, they got together, they went on their date. I guess the connection was really good. So she ended up giving up the booty. And of course, the calls got a little slow after that. It seemed like all of a sudden, he got really busy. Now, she did say because of the nature of his job, sometimes he kind of goes off grid. I understand that because I've done work like that before. But normally he'd still find some way to at least throw a little something out just to let him, that he is thinking about you, but now he's not even making that effort. I mean, the thing that she's asking is like, is it possible he didn't enjoy himself with her? Even though, according to what you're telling me, it seems like he did, but you're not sure. Now, I hate to say it, this could be a very simple case of hit it and quit it. Or he could have something legit going on that just happens to be coinciding with the time that y'all happen to link up. Because like I said, often when you make great connections, often when you find something different, that's when you're going to find your greatest challenge. So if that is what it is, then maybe, be a little patient. But at the same time, don't be naive. I would say on this, wait and see. If it really starts to feel like a blow off, then let him blow away. You enjoyed the night for what it was, and just leave it there. Other than that, I wouldn't stress it. Because there's nothing you can do if he decides not to get with you again or not to date you again. It's fuck all you can do. So me personally, I just wouldn't I wouldn't stress myself about it. If the person's going to rock with you, then they're gonna rock with you, and that's just what it's gonna be. Even if he is off grid at the moment, I feel like he could have told you something before he went off grid. The fact that he just left, more than likely, it's not looking good for you, honey. I'm gonna just be honest. So maybe get back up on that app, dust yourself off, keep it going. And if he comes around, he happens to have a good story, and it seems and you want to believe it, give it another shot. But beware that it might just be another. I just want to get that again, and then he'll get it again, and then he'll go back to the same thing. Because a lot of times when people show you who you are, it's good to believe. But that's stuff that you should only believe if it's shown directly to you. So be mindful of that. All right. Got a question over here. It's on the computer. Um, eh, yeah, because a lot of times people bullshit around, and let's see. Ooh, yeah, I'm skipping some of these questions because some of them. Mm-mm. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this next one. This one is a couple. Apparently, they're on the West Coast. Shout out to my West Coast people. They wanted me to mention that because this is relevant to their circumstance. Those of you that have never been to Cali, I want you to understand how big Cali is. So, this person lives in North Cali. Apparently, she's more in South Cali, I think. Sorry, they're giving me the town. So, based on the town, yeah, that's definitely South Cali. Um, my thing is this: they want to know. They said they've been dating for a year. Oh yeah, because one of them's outside of San Diego, and the other one is in Santa Cruz. Okay. They said I could mention their locations because it's relevant to the question. So apparently she lives in Santa Cruz, which is more like Northern California, while apparently San Diego's SoCal. That's Southern California. So that being said, what she's saying is they've been dating for over a year, and they both have these amazing career jobs, and they're trying to figure out how to bring everything together because their lives are where they are. And if one of them is not willing to move, does that mean that the love is done? Or is there something else that maybe could be figured out? What do you mean by that? Sorry, I'm reading exactly what they're saying. Oh, I see. So they want to know, basically, she wants to know if her man really loves her because apparently she feels like he should move close, he should move in with her and be with her because she has the more high end job. Like she's an executive and him, he does whatever he does. I guess she didn't want to say, but instead he's just a regular working class person. The thing is, you have to understand, honey, is that for the most part, men don't like to move in with women. I know there's the men out there, they call the hobosexuals and all that shit. But for the most part, men don't like to move in with women. I can even talk and attest to that myself. Because even visiting a female sometimes can give you anxiety because you never know what this woman has going on and what kind of drama could be coming your way because she's telling you one thing but really doing something else. So that is an example of how a lot of times us men are at risk. And the thing is, even if you do have the right to defend yourself, should you successfully defend yourself in a certain way, all that's going to happen is you're going to end up in a mess. You end up in court, end up with charges and all this other stuff. Like, it's a whole thing. So I understand from his perspective. Now, what I suggest, because I've had to think about that myself at times, and what I suggest, find a neutral area. Maybe not too, because apparently, even though he's there, it's like where he lives is kind of really suburbanish. It's not even city like. And this is my thing. Y'all should be able to find, like I said, a neutral location. Something that won't take you too far out of the way, no matter which one of you it is, so you can still function in your regular life stuff. And it doesn't have to be an impossible drive for anybody to be doing. So that's what I would suggest. Also, look at job flexibility. Whose job could really move? Because sometimes that's the determining factor. The one most important thing you have to ask yourself is, do you care enough about this person to figure that out? Or do you just shrug your shoulders and say, well, can't do it, can't do it? These are questions you have to constantly be asking. It's not something that you ask just once and then never mention it again. Nah, this is something that you have to talk about on a regular basis until you come with a final solution. It could even be annoying sometimes because you're just talking and talking. No, let me tell you something. Like me, I just recently, like in August, finished taking my cybersecurity class. Before that happened, me and my boys used to be on the phone for like a good hour or two, just talking, just building, making plans on how we gonna find one of these programs. We be on the phone scrolling at the same time, trying to contact different boot camps to find the one that was gonna give us the right fit so that we can learn everything we need to learn. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because there's nothing wrong with just building off each other. Nothing at all. Oh no, such and such and such went wrong. Okay, let's keep at it. Let's keep going. That don't stop nothing. That's how you have to take that in. Because when you don't take it in proper, what ends up happening is you end up in a situation where you set yourself up for a loss. Or you walk into a situation and you're automatically overwhelmed. You've got to keep yourself in front of the winning position and situation. Wait, let me see. Hold on 1 second, y'all. All right, my apologies. Yeah, I had to deal with something real quick. Um, yeah, but like I said, you have to get in front of these things so that they don't become problematic for you in the future. The number one thing that tends to impede people in the things that they're trying to do in life is when you allow bullshit to get in your way. when you allow, how do I say it? When you allow, um, when you allow things that would typically not bother you start to bother you. When you allow things that you can control you. Those things are the things that are going to hold you up. Those are things that are going to keep you behind. Like I've said before, and I'll say it again, and I'm always going to say this. I live by this myself. You will never achieve greatness being mediocre. Never. Doesn't matter how much you want to wish upon a star, how much you want to say, I have my faith and all that. Yeah. You also were given and granted the ability to affect and control your own fate. So if you're not taking the time to control your own fate, you're not taking the time to grab the bull by the horns. Don't be mad when you're met with zero progress. That's just it. Um, ooh, okay, this is a different one. And ladies, I want y'all to be mature because I don't want y'all, this guy can be watching. I don't want y'all to be silly. But apparently, this guy is having an issue with, he said he's having an issue sustaining erections. He's only 32 years old, but he does feel like maybe because he's slightly overweight, doctors said that he's about 30 pounds overweight, standing at about, you know what, let me not give description. But basically, he's overweight for the size. And also, I guess he's had some insecurity issues because he's engaged in lifestyle activity before and noticed that he was one of the smaller endowed men in the group. And to this, I'm going to say, no matter what you got, somebody got more than you. No matter what you got, somebody got less than you. All you got to do is do the best that you can. You can't focus on things that you have no control over. That's why I said you work on controllable things. He wants to know if there's any real life enhancement stuff that might work. Scientifically, I've heard there really isn't much you can do. Well, I can tell you one thing you can do when you lose weight, there's an option. And the thing is, I could say this because I have nothing to gain from this conversation and just sending you out here. I'm just doing it because I'm a nice guy. Now, that being said, yeah, there's no scientific way proven that you can enhance your size. But what you can do is slim down your midsection. Because when you see all the excess fat that we walk around with, you'll realize you get rid of a lot of that shit, you all dick and ball. That's just it. And ain't nothing wrong with having less than. You can only work with what you got. Any woman that's gonna bag on you just because it'd be one thing if you was walking around with your chest out talking about you gonna bust every chick ass and da 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 da. And then you get there and number one, you can't function, but number two, they can't even feel you when you're in there. That would be a terrible scenario. Terrible. Fortunately, you're talking to me about that stuff because I've talked to a couple of people in the past who have also had concerns with their reproductive member. and feeling as if it's inadequate. Let me tell you something. You got to get a ruler and really take a look at what it is that you got there. Because you'll realize when you put that ruler in, you're like, God damn, that's a lot to put up in somebody. You realize that you ain't doing half bad. And again, when you beat yourself up and you say, oh, this is inadequate, or listen, all that stuff is in the past. You came to Maximus. I'm here to tell you there is hope. There really is. I would say you might want to become a master cunning linguist if you aren't already. So, that said, I'm kind of curious. Anybody want to ask anything in the crowd before I get to my next question here? Because I just want to know, you know, yes, there's actually a competition going on here. I wasn't aware of it till I was. Sorry, somebody messaged me and I'm answering it as if, anyway. Mm-mm-mm. All right. That's actually quite surprising. Oh, wow. All right. Well, this is what I'm going to say. Ooh, somebody sent me something just now. Let me pull this up because, oh, this is not pretty. All right. So apparently, this is a married couple and they've been together about 25 years. Got married fresh out of high school, 17, 18. Like, wow. I couldn't even imagine like leaving high school and being like, yes, this is my wife. Turning 18 and then just walking down the aisle. I haven't even been married yet. And when people you first discovered that I do relationship counseling, they were like, how are you going to counsel relationships and you've never been married? And I said to them this: the same way when you go to the store and the person is selling you clothes, it doesn't mean that they've ever made them or worn them themselves. Doesn't mean that they still aren't an expert on what kind of material this is. Let's see. Ah, okay. So, with that being said, look at this. This is a good one, though. Like I said, they did the 25 years that they're together. Apparently, what they're looking for is they're trying to figure out about having they well, they're interested in adding somebody to their relationship, but apparently the guy is traumatized from that because in this situation the guy kind of apparently the guy lost his woman to a woman before, like literally like the women ran off together and left him hanging there. So my first question is, if y'all were married for 25 years, when the fuck did this happen? And number two, assuming that maybe in that 25 years y'all have taken a break here and there or whatever, and maybe during that time y'all were both dating or whatever the case may be. I'm assuming that's what this is. Because I'm sure somebody that's listening to this right now, like, wait a minute, they've been married since high school.
When did he have time to even have this experience? It's one of those things that makes you realize that it ain't always a sense of urgency required in order to come outside. Sometimes it's better just sit your ass down, because you might end up dealing with some stupid shit like this. So apparently, his fear of dealing with this possible extra woman being involved was so crazy, it led to them having like an actual verbal altercation. And then after that, they just said that they might leave it alone. But now the wife is talking about doing it again. And of course, he's the type, he wants to make her happy. He wants to give her the fantasy that she wants. But he said that because he's anxious about it, he's worried about being able to physically function as a result of what might be going through his head when old girl and the other girl are playing around with each other and he's sitting there. I can understand the anxiety of it. Like, I can really empathize with that. But at the same time, I will tell you, the worst time to start thinking is when you're about to fuck. You keep your wits about you, so this way you don't make any stupid mistakes. But you don't want to overthink when you're about to have some fun. That's my number one thing. Number two, you need to share with her how you feel exactly. Like, make her understand where, yes, the majority of men would love for their woman to be trying to bring somebody extra. Of course. Like, you legit getting a whole hall pass. That is a beautiful thing. Is anybody in this chat? Are we alive here still? I feel like it says we're live. I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure people are here because chat's been a little stiff today. So I'm just trying to make sure that y'all are here. Anyway, so that being said, I would say give it a try. Can't really hurt. Just don't invest too much more in. I understand y'all are married, but hopefully you got that clause that if she gets caught fucking up, you can literally make sure she gets no alimony or anything. That's a very interesting circumstance. I will say this. If you find this to be you, or you find yourself in a position similar to this, don't allow outside people to talk to you either. I'm going to say this, and it's a little off topic, but I'm going to touch it anyway. Whenever you have a relationship, it is always important, if you have problems, challenges, concerns, that before you talk to anybody else, you talk to that man first. Because when you don't take the time, to really allow them to come out, allowing yourself to feel it out and everything else, you can end up in a stiff situation. There's a major delay. Hey, May, what's up? Keisha, what up? You can end up in a real delayed situation. You have to understand, you don't want that. That is going to end badly. I know I give heavy disposition with these questions, but that's because I want everybody that's going to look at this that can relate to it, anybody that sends out a letter and wants me to read it, I want all of that to really stick. Sometimes I feel like fucking shit up on purpose just to see somebody then remember the crazy ass fuck up and hold on to that memory like they would with them fucking bad shit. Except this one will be a good fuck up memory. What is this? Oh shit, I didn't even see these. What story is this? Oh my god. Okay. So apparently this individual, you know what? I'm not doing this question. I'm gonna tell you why. Now, the person that sent this apparently was hoping I would give them some inside track. Even promised me that they got stock tips and all this stuff. Like literally trying to bribe me however they can. And apparently, this guy is looking for inside track when it comes to dating. He wants to know all the right things to say, do, and try. But the difference between me is I never was one. Hey man, tonight is a Q&A. Like a lot of people have questions that they want to ask, but they don't want to ask it out in the open. They don't want people to know it's them. So I'm answering anonymous questions where I don't name anybody, any question they might have. Within reason, of course. Somebody starts trying to fuck with me personally, trying to troll me out of something that they think is cute. I'm not gonna let that happen. I'll shut them down immediately, block them, move on. Not playing games on this. Yeah, but like I said, there's no way. And I'm gonna get to that because apparently there's some sex ed classes needed. I've had a couple of requests of me educating a bit because I do have a little bit of knowledge in those kind of things. But like I said, to get back to you guys already kind of operate my name ball because of your location. But it could still be okay. It really could. Now, I say all. That's weird. Okay, thank you. I say all of that to say this one thing. Learn your partner. Learn. A lot of times, and I'm skipping this guy's question because he was asking a prickish question. He's just trying to fuck. And he thought I would give him some inside track of the proper thing to say and do to get a woman to disarm herself so that he can get close to her. That's what he said. I know what he's up to, though, and I'm not playing in the game. I will say this. There are people that live in a miserable state of existence. Those people will see you going happy-go-lucky and cool and your shit would basically mean you're going to hold back on what's going on with them. Basically means that you're not going to proceed forward. If you understand what I'm saying. I might have lost people on that one because sometimes in my ADD, my mind starts firing on 15 different things at once. It's a bad habit of mine. It's one of my weaknesses that I turned into a strength, but it still shows as a weakness sometimes. So I'm going to backtrack that. Like I said, first and foremost, be honest with each other. That's it. Also, first and foremost, make sure whatever plans that you may have for your future. And as y'all come in here, please hit the like button and share it to somebody. I want people to see this. Okay. I like this name. Now, see, and this is a lifestyle thing, but this is also a real life trope too. Like, she said, I'm still new to this, but my biggest concern is consent and honesty about what you want and what you're looking for. Safety is also a concern, meaning paperwork, making sure everyone is safe. And 100, ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Because, and I'm going to actually deviate from, like I said, I have deviated from that guy's question because it was kind of irritating. Excuse me. I have a couple of other questions here, but I'm going to get to those maybe, because I also got to do the business that I normally do about this time of the night. Yeah, a lot of people are loose. It's one of the reasons why when I go to a lifestyle event, I'm always watching before I'm engaging. It's rare that I'll just jump into an event and and just start wilding out. I don't really do that. And people tend to say, "Oh, Max, he just be in the corner." Da, 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 da. Nah, you can catch me in action sometimes, but I am strategic because I know there's multiple times where I was at events, people was playing, and like with me, if I'm with my woman and we not using nothing, that's a different circumstance. It's just like anybody else. But I'll see people that are legitimately just playing with each other on some, that they just met, but they just sliding in. And I'm just like, so, okay, nobody using condoms tonight, huh? I didn't know it was 1971. All right. And as I'm looking around, I'm making a mental note because I watch certain things. I watch who's letting that happen. I also watch who's allowing themselves to play time and time and time again and not get a little soap and water up on you beforehand. And that's an issue. But that is a part of the safety. Now, the consent, yes. And I'm hearing this more and more where it's actually the women that are the problem. And not because they're grabbing up on the men. When we talk about the women who are attracted to females, and they'll go to an event and figure since they're both females, it's okay to just grope their boobs or whatever else they're doing. And I'm here to tell you that uninvited touching, that's an absolute no. Absolute no. Like, don't even think about doing that because that's not going to end well for you. And I would say safety is absolutely paramount, excuse me. Because you should be able to go into an event and come home and not have no bullshit happening, not have any weirdo situations or anything. All of that should come out. But you have to be honest with each other. And you have to be vigilant and paying attention to your surroundings. Because a lot of people, they get in their little mood, they're sipping a little drink, they taking the shrooms, they doing all this stuff. Next thing you know, they high out their mind. And that's how you end up in one of them situations where, we slipped, tripped, and fell into a situation like, you don't want to be that person. Lucky for you, if you've ever been through that, you didn't catch any serious charges. But that is something that you really can get in trouble for. Let's see what else we have. What did you say, man? She said she had a homegirl who was with dude and he was hitting doggy. She thought he put the rubber on, and when they finished, she saw the rubber on the floor and asked if he just taking it off. Yeah, that's a real thing. I'll leave that up there for a minute. But that's a real thing, and that's something that is discussed as far as in the lifestyle in general. Things to be aware of if you're a female. You gotta be aware of these dudes trying to stealth you. Meaning they're trying to put themselves in a position to where they can just slide on in, no condom. And that's a bad look. And May, the fact that he refused to answer, that's an even worse look. That's one of those you might want to get yourself checked to make sure that he didn't share anything more than just dick with you. Yes, G. And 100%. A little reach back don't hurt none. You can feel that thing right there. So you should always be able to do a little bit of a check. And I hear you, Izzy, but believe it or not, there are people that get that high. There's times I've been at parties and we about to engage. They want to climb on top of me. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let me go grab a joint real quick. Matter of fact, I was getting a massage. They was giving me an erotic massage, whatever. Y'all know what that is. And she thought she could just climb on me. Because, you know, I was already standing up and ready to go. And I'm just laid back there and I'm just feeling her rubbing it. And honestly, I was half asleep. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't high enough. I was just half asleep. And I just felt her touching me and climbing up. Fortunately, because I'm so damn tall, it takes a minute to climb all the way up to where I was as far as like the way she was crawling. It's a whole thing. But long story short, she is definitely about to go for this thing going in. So that shit to me was kind of scary. Because it happens to us men too. And I felt that shit. I was like, nah, I ain't with it. Because I don't play them games. But my thing is, ladies, a lot of y'all got to be more accountable for that. I understand that's men's responsibility and blah, blah, blah. Listen, it's your body being violated. You might want to take accountability for how your body is functioning for any and all circumstances that might come across you. Because this world doesn't owe you any favors. The sooner you recognize that, the sooner you will move on. But it's up to you to take heed of that. Because a lot of times people end up, and then, you know, forget even if it's not about catching the thing. Maybe you get lucky, you don't catch nothing, but now you got a whole pregnancy. Y'all see what's going on out here. There's a whole change in regime where abortion is becoming illegal. You know what that means? That means it's over. That means you might as well hang this whole shit up and learn to pay attention. Because if you have a slip up, and this is for my fellas, If you have a slip up, you're gonna end up having to pay for that shit for the rest of your life. And if you've been there before, then make sure you don't ever end up there again. What else we got? Oh, you said she was drunk at the moment? Yeah, like I said. And also, girls, y'all need to have like a buddy system of some sort. Where it's like y'all have y'all time and you're with your partner, whatever. But you also need that buddy system in place, assuming that your partner is not with you, where they are basically looking out to make sure that you're good. That's crazy that y'all don't do that more often. Anyway, let me see. I'm getting tired. I have one more question here, but I think I'm gonna save it. Hey, wait. G, no. Tell me this isn't real. G, tell me this isn't real. This can't be real. It said, guys, just meeting you will be trying to ask you for a relationship if you let them take the condom off. She said she had that happen to her twice this year. Yo, fellas, are y'all really just getting it, like trying to act like you trying to be in a relationship just so you could bear back shorty at the moment? Yo, that's crazy work. That is crazy work. And what's crazy is, I'm gonna keep it a beam with y'all. That shit fucking works. You know how I know that shit works? Because those be the same ones crying to me later when I'm in a counseling session with them and telling me about how their shit got together. And then I'm able to do my math to figure out what they're actually saying that they don't want to say because they're embarrassed at the fact that they actually fell for the bullshit. And that's crazy. Imagine that. But I will say this for women. Anything a man does, he does because it's works. Man. It's either works for him or it's actively working for him. And that's why he's doing that thing. CG, I'm nosy. You gonna make me wonder who it was, but I'm mind my business because that ain't my concern. That is so crazy. Yo, you know what I'm saying? We feeling each other and shit. So how about, we become a couple and then, what I'm saying, I could take this joint on and we could do this thing the real way, you know what I'm saying? I could really show you what this thing do. They'll spit it, they'll sell it all types of ways. Wow. Oh man, that is too good. I can't believe that these motherfuckers really do this shit. That is crazy to me. Again, pardon me, y'all, if I look a little woozy, it's just my sinuses feel crazy. I'm actually pretty awake, but my sinuses so it's giving me this kind of high pressure feeling. So I'm talking with my eyes closed. I'm just like, da. But next week I'm gonna be back on point, so don't y'all worry. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep on pushing, and I'm gonna stay on as much as I can. There will be weeks when I have to take off because I got stuff to do, and didn't, set myself up wherever. More likely I'll be able. Let me see. I want to take care of some business real quick. If you will indulge me for a second. Now we have to shout out the Pillow Talk podcast with Jonathan and Doc Izzy. Always a great time. Definitely way more animated than me right now because I feel high. Like, I'm high with some other shit. Like, I don't even know what's wrong. Anyway, so that comes on every Monday, 9 p.m., either on YouTube under the same name or right here on Facebook. So you just pick which one you want and you watch it, engage, and enjoy a great conversation with some great people. Anyway, the next thing we have here is the New Year's Eve party. That's going to be at Temptations. For those of you who are trying to figure out your hotel situation, I was posting about different hotel options in the event invite. But I am open to send you the info that I have. Places that are pretty standard in price and aren't bad looking at all. New Yorkers, you gotta find a gem. That's the key. But like I said, this will be a great look, a great situation. I think, I think it's gonna be really, really, really good. So hopefully, those of y'all who can make it, do. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. This is going down November 23rd. Actually, is it November 23rd? Yeah. Saturday, November 23rd. Pardon me, y'all. I told you I'm off today. This is a great time. Casual, spring wear, whatever. You don't have to dress too crazy, but it looks sexy. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what else we have here. Yeah, that passed. I want to shout out the BLX podcast. Comes on Wednesdays, 9 p.m. KD and the gang be over there cutting up, talking about different stuff, trying to teach you things and so on and so forth. So show some love to them and go over there and check out their show. And probably be, well, I'm not going to say I'm going to put it in anywhere guaranteed because I be losing track of the time. But one thing I am to be certain of is that you should check them out. Now, I created an event for this, and I want y'all to check it out. I need y'all to pull up in great numbers. I need y'all to use the special code. I ain't sure the code before. All you gotta do is type MAX into the description, and that will cover. And that will, that'll cover pretty much everything. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, and look out for me to share this too, because on the share, it's going to have that. See that little QR link? You can zoom in on that and tap it in your gallery, and it'll literally take you to the link tree. So you don't even have to worry if you don't have the actual link. And in the link tree, you can book your room, which understand you're just using your card to reserve the room. They're not even charging you right now. You can get that sorted a little bit before you're about to come, whatever. You got that. And you also got the tickets for the entry to the events for the weekend there. And you can still find a great deal on, hotels and stuff. Not hotels, excuse me. You get a great deal on the price of entry, but you have to put in the code MAX in the code section. And that also helps me out as well. So y'all definitely need to take that in consideration. before you do some, before something drastic goes down or whatever. Anyway, I would get on this ahead of time though, because these rooms have been really moving. Like, and I mean, they're moving in bunches. Like, I think like one group of people, they booked like 5 damn rooms at once. Then another person had like about 6 something rooms or whatever. And keep in mind that these hotels are limited in capacity, as well as the fact that, as if that wasn't enough, keep in mind that, nobody wants to be in an overflow. You want to be in the main joint. You want to be where the action is. Understand, when you walk into the building, if you really, really wanted to, as soon as you walk in that building, you can just take it off and be free. If you want them girls, the big old titties, and your titties is tired of being smushed up in some bra, you need to let them jammies hang for a second. You can walk right in there after a long drive to get to this place and let them joints come off like, phew, rolling free. So that's stuff that you want to do. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that other question for next time. And I'll probably have some more by then too. They're probably gonna be kind of crazy. Does anybody else have super duper crazy fucking stories? Hold on. Hold on, because Jeep, I couldn't see your comments before because I was on the other side of the app when I was popping up those things. And you said they want you to be monogamous with them, when obviously you met them at a swingers party. That is so dumb. That is so dumb. That is so dumb. But I'm not surprised, because a lot of times you'll meet somebody one way and then think that they're supposed to change, be a totally different person. No. I tell people this all the time. If you're going to fuck with them for who they are right now, not who they might be tomorrow. That's how you end up in a fuck situation. I don't know what to say about that. Then I'm yawning on camera. I'm all slow this week. I apologize to you. Like I said, I've had a very, very, very hard week. A very hard past couple of weeks. I'm still grateful to be on and kicking the way I am, because I am so tired. So tired. You don't even understand. But I'm still here. We're still here. And we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep having a great time. And yeah, like I said, we're going to keep living, loving, and laughing. Joy, there is no bed for me. Well, see, Jeep, and that's a whole other conversation too. That's something I actually have on my list of topics, is discussing when to recognize whether you're LS or you just like the fuck. Because there is a difference. Because when you are lifestyle, even if you are only in it part-time, because everybody has different aspects to their lives. And if you're only in it part-time, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to say one thing, Jeep, you still let him hit, though. So he must have been nice looking. And I know how you can get persistent when you see something you want. Your hands get busy. So, Lord knows, your hands get busy. So, my thing is that you have to, kind of take it for what it is. Like, this is my thing. I don't knock people for being newbies because once upon a time I was a newbie. Once upon a time you was a newbie. We all were new or are new. So we can't judge a newbie. And yeah, they're coming to fuck. Men tend to lead with their member hyperextended. It's okay, that's a good question. See, May, these are questions you could have been DMing me, and I would have been answering these shits. But I'm gonna answer this one, even though I sound about to be out. You said, let me see this. You said, what's the difference between being lifestyle and just a freak? Because I'm new and open to shit, but I really want to know. Okay. Well, there's one difference. When you're lifestyle, the word kind of speaks for itself. Where lifestyle, meaning it's a part of your life. It is maybe just a small part, but literally a part of the aspect of the being that defines what you are. Means that you find a home in comfort within this community called the lifestyle, which is an umbrella of many different things, which can include all types of stuff. I just use the most recent and obvious example, but there's so many other aspects to the actual lifestyle. And the first thing, like I said, when it comes to being lifestyle, that means it's actually a part of what you are and who you are as an individual. A freak is just somebody just looking to have a good time in a good space. And there's no real deeper interest than that moment for them. Those a lot of times are relationships you develop in real life, real time. So I would say as far as lifestyle goes, that's where that is. And where freak goes, freak just want to have a good time. They just want to have a nasty situation. And there's nothing wrong with that. But they might not necessarily function in a lifestyle arena. Yes, Joy. But I was trying to define like lifestyle as far as an individual. Like what difference between the individual who is and identifies himself as a lifestyle individual compared to a person who's just freaky and a freaky individual. So that's why I said all of that extra shit just now. Let's see, what else? No, that's it. Okay, I'm tired. So I'm going to bed. Am I going to bed? Probably not. But I am getting off of this. I appreciate y'all being on. And pardon me for my unprofessional behavior this week. Normally I'm pretty jacked and energized to do all of this. But like I said, mentally, I've had a lot weighing me down and it's physically weighing me. Love you too, May. Much appreciation. Always, the love that y'all show me, and I say this every week, and I'll say it every damn week till the end of time. Y'all could do other things with your time other than look at me and listen to me, especially right now when I'm fading in and out because I really am not 100%. But I'm still here to put on this show, and that is the difference between those that will be successful and those that won't be, is even when you don't really got it in you, you still find a way to come out here and you put this stuff on. And you put on for the people, man, because that consistency is everything. And just remember, every Tuesday, 9 p.m., unless I make an announcement otherwise, which I say always check my story because my story is not chock full of bullshit. I actually don't use my story that often. So if I much appreciate the hug, G, I really do. But like I said, if y'all see something up like that, it'll say, hey, such and such, not this week, next week. Then that's the notification or whatever that I'm not coming on. Otherwise, assume I'm going to be here 9 p.m. I try to be on time best I can. I think I missed it by like a minute today, but I still made it. Anyway, I'm going to holler at y'all. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed, and be grateful for your blessing. Please, people, let's stop focusing on, thank you, Joy. I much appreciate that, baby. But let's stop focusing on the bullshit, people. That bullshit will always be there. Let's start to look at the great things we do have in this life and be grateful for those things. Because everything you have is fleeting, can come and go. But life is the one gift that you only get once. And once it's done, it's sold. Anyway, I will holler at all of y'all next week or whenever I see y'all. Until then, peace out.